Good evening. It's time for an update. A bunch of you guys have been asking how I've been doing, how I'm feeling, what my treatment plan looks like, and what's next. So I thought it would be time for another video. It's been a while. So since March, I have been on what they call a maintenance plan, where I get a shot in my stomach every 2 weeks, along with some steroids, and I've been taking a daily chemo pill, and I take that 3 weeks on and 1 week off. During the 3 weeks on, the medication of that pill accumulates and builds up in my system. And during the week off, it's supposed to metabolize and clear out of my system to give me a little bit of a break or a reset. My body wasn't metabolizing it well. So we gradually reduced it down to the lowest dose possible, and my body still wasn't responding well to it. I was feeling fatigue every single day. I was getting edema in my legs. I was having all kinds of other side effects from it that would be considered non-ideal. So my doctor decided to stop the Revlimid. So now what I'm doing is that same shot in my stomach every 2 weeks, plus an additional shot in my stomach once a month. And along with those shots, I take a steroid dose and some other medications as well. I'm also doing immunoglobulins through IV once a month. And once a quarter, I also get a shot to help strengthen my bones. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. But big picture, they've stopped the daily pill and added a shot in my stomach. What that means for me is that I'm actually starting to feel pretty good now. I've been off of that daily pill for about a month and a half. And just now in the last week and a half, I've been getting some energy back. So I've started exercising again, some strength training. I'm feeling more energy every day, whereas before I was smoked at the end of the day. I would wake up fatigued and stay fatigued all day. And if I was able to do anything active, I was really forcing it because I know my body needs it. But even at that, I was feeling like garbage. In fact, I was looking at my Garmin watch and looking at when I have been doing workouts. And from August until now, end of October, I did like 3 workouts the whole time, other than, some other like light things. But like as far as like strength training or cardio work, I've done like 3 things. I've met up with a couple of friends on occasion to do a little bit of training, like defensive tactics training on the side. And while that was something I really needed, I was feeling pretty extreme fatigue from it. And it kind of sucks, but the reality is that as much as I love like BJJ and combatives training and things like that, getting in super close contact with a bunch of people, the juice just isn't worth the squeeze for my immune system. So I'm putting those things on hold for a while until I kind of see where I'm at. And I spoke with some of my training partners, and I didn't realize the kind of pressure I was putting on my training partners, because I would say, hey, are any of you guys sick? Are any of you guys around sick people this week? And they would tell me yes or no, and we would adjust our training from there. But it came to my awareness that even with that, they were feeling a lot of stress of like, oh, what if I get James sick? What if this happens? What if that happens? And I realized that it was kind of selfish for me to try to force this to work. It just doesn't. It's not worth the squeeze. So I'm putting combatives training and BJJ on hold for a little bit until my immune system looks better, or if it looks better. And it's kind of a kick in the gut, but the reality is I have to look at the things that fit my priorities. And my biggest priority is spending time with my family and living a long and industrious life. And unfortunately right now, a consistent BJJ training program just doesn't fit those priorities. So I'm making some hard decisions, and I'm kind of putting that on hold for a bit. So I'm refocusing my energy budget, because that's another thing I am trying to manage as well, is with having very low energy. I've noticed if I overexpend energy in one area, I don't have energy for anything else. So where should I spend that energy budget? And I think that strength training, conditioning training, going for hikes with the family, those are the best places for my energy budget to be spent right now. But in the last 2 weeks, I felt really good. I've done, I think, 4 workouts in the last 2 weeks, which is more than I've done in the last 3 months combined. So it's a big step forward, but I'm still not where I want to be. I've lost a lot of strength, I've lost a lot of stamina, and I know it's going to take some time to get that back. But I'm taking an approach to this that I've adopted from a guy I saw on YouTube. I don't remember who he was, but he said something to the effect of, it's okay to suck, it's not okay to skip. Maybe you want to go for a 2-mile hike, but all you can do is a 1-mile walk. Okay, it's okay to suck, it's not okay to skip. Today I was doing a strength program, and I had more planned than I was able to accomplish because my energy started to dip a little bit, and I want to burn out. So I did about 2/3 of what I intended to do, and that's okay. It's okay to suck, it's not okay to skip. And I think that's something I'm going to start applying to a lot of things in my life. Because of my energy deficit and a lot of the things I've been battling, I've not really been on top of the podcast very much. So I'm going to start pouring more into that. It's okay to suck, not okay to skip. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time on my days off when I'm not working, working on the podcast and pushing that forward. Another interesting thing is happening in that I have been asked to speak at a couple places coming up about my walk, about my faith, about what God's doing in my life. And there's some interesting doors starting to open, and I'm beginning to wonder if maybe this is the direction that God has me going in some things. Getting back into public speaking, getting back into public presentations, which I used to do a lot in a different realm and a different focus. But now I'm being asked to speak about my experiences, about my life, and about my faith. And I think that there's a lot of really cool opportunities starting to open up. And so we'll see how that goes. But I think that's also the direction the podcast is going to start to go as well. Some of the lessons I'm learning and the things I want to pass down to Tyler and Caleb and I guess everybody else who's watching. So I guess that's all I've got for right now. That's my update, and that's where things are going. I get tested again in December to see what my numbers look like in my bone marrow. I'll be going back down to UAMS for another bone marrow biopsy and blood work and talk with a doc down there. So early January, I'll have some other big updates as to exactly where I'm at, if I'm in remission, which I haven't quite hit yet, but hopefully I'll find out in December that I have. So that's all I've got for now. Until next time, make today great.